He's been waiting patiently. Peter and...
we're together here with Joe.
Hey, Peter and Joe.
Peter and Joe, right? And he's the special ops, he has the black case. He's the Blues Brothers. There's a microphone. Okay. Alright. Welcome to Safecast. First thing I wanted to ask you, who has heard about Safecast? Who has heard about a place called Tokyo Hackerspace?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. This is the sound of a Geiger counter. We're here at 0.05 microsieverts. As you know, March 11 we had the earthquake. 2 days after that we had a nuclear disaster. At that time I started to talk to one of my friends. Wanted to get a Geiger counter, couldn't get a Geiger counter.
I had a Geiger counter.
He had a Geiger counter, but nobody else had. And we didn't know Joe at that time. So we looked for a Geiger counter. We said, you know, we want to know what the radiation is, no information. And we said, okay, we'll get the information, put it on the website, do some crowdsourcing and share it. Problem is there was no information about radiation. Then we said, okay, we'll buy Geiger counters and we give it to people. And so they can collect information about radiation and they can put it on the website. And the problem was almost no Geiger counters. So what the idea we came up with is okay, we'll build our own equipment and we'll make them mobile, we'll put them on cars, we'll drive them around, we'll get people to drive, we'll collect the data, put it on a map and we'll put it on a website. And also we said we have to do it really fast because this was in March and there was a serious crisis and we wanted to get information to see if we were safe or not. So this is what happened. In the middle is myself and Joe Ito, one of my friends, and Sean, and we had lots of people from the open source community, open hardware community, a famous professor from K University, someone who made Geiger counters, a famous person from a very famous company here. We all got together, we got all my friends and all the people who could get together on the web, and before we knew we had about 100 people, and we started to build Geiger counters in Tokyo Hackerspace, and this is Joe, he's putting together a Geiger counter, and he's had something in his hand. Maybe Joe can step forward to put it in the light so we can see what it is. And we built something that is called a BGEIG. It stands for Bento Geiger Counter System. And you can see it? Okay, alright. So this is what it looks like. And it is designed to go on the car window. It includes a Geiger counter, it includes a computer, a GPS modem, and it has a SD card on which we write the radiation level as we drive. Every 5 seconds we make a measurement. Roughly about every 50 meters. And so then we said, okay, what are we going to do with this? So you can do quite a few things with measurement. So a person here, Robin, he's standing over there. We mounted it on bicycles and we started to drive around Tokyo. Initially we had some very good ideas. We thought we were going to be green, no nuclear energy. So we teamed up with a car manufacturer, some of you may have known about, that makes cars that run on electricity. And here's the picture of that, Tesla cars. But we had one problem. There are no restarting stations in Fukushima Prefecture, so we couldn't get there with these cars. We drove them around in Tokyo actually. We did measure radiation with these beautiful cars, but we couldn't make it to Fukushima. And what we started to do is we wanted to map the radiation in entire Japan. And we got a car, not a fancy Tesla, but we got an ordinary car donated by somebody, and we started to drive around. And we have been driving around for the last 6 months with this car, and but then we noticed that one car is not going to cut it. We need much more cars, we need much more people. So we used social networking, we used power of the internet, and we started to find people in cities in Fukushima Prefecture that were able to drive around. This is a very small Suzuki car. This is Brad Waterman, and a friend of his, Yamadera-san. They're in Iwaki. Iwaki is about 40 kilometers from Fukushima plant. And they started to drive around in around May with our system, and they have ever since mapped every single street in the city. Other problem we had is we wanted to go inside the 20 kilometer zone. As you know, you can't go in there, there's policemen, so it's dangerous. But we teamed up with a famous department of Tokyo University. You can see here the same devices. You can use the straps that go through the window, you can move it in this inside the 20 kilometer zone. And we have been able to measure that as well. And it's important because this is a person, Mr. Yoshida, and he is evacuated out of the 20 kilometers. He lived in Namie, and he wants to know how much radiation is around his house. He can't know it because the Japanese government has decided that we're not supposed to know that, but with our maps, we are the only organization at the moment that have mapped the entire exclusion zone. Every main street there, we can tell you exactly what the radiation is. Here's our special ops team. This is Joe, but we have another person, Colin and Dan. And they have very special equipment. It's very expensive equipment, but we can see immediately what isotopes are there, cesium, strontium, whatever. We can make an assessment of the situation. Here, we're in Koriyama, and we have actually here, we help people measure their house to find out, where it's safe or where it's not safe. Now, here are the results. So, we have been driving around. We have now a collection of maps. If you go to our website, safecast.org, you can see a collection of maps. And if you go in here, you can go onto the map of Japan, and you can type in your zip code. And if you're in the north of Japan, you can find radiation in front of your house. We have now covered about 1.5 million measurements. By all means, the largest number of measurements that are available on this problem. This is a zoom in on our map. You can drill and drill in, you get more and more detail. You can see it, we're driven in front of Daiichi plant. It's a 20 kilometer zone, 30 kilometer zone. These are the cities of Fukushima, Koriyama, and Yomatsu. And you can very quickly kind of see what roughly are the levels. But we have details up to street level, so you can basically see what the radiation is. We also teamed up in around June, July. We teamed up with K University, and we did a project to make fixed sensors. So instead of cars, we fixed them so we can see radiation changes over time. And Yahoo Japan has put that on the website as the radiation forecast. So if you go to Yahoo Japan, you see radiation forecast. That is Safecast, that is our group that has put it on there. So after 7 months, we have about 30 teams that drive around with our equipment. We have 100 fixed sensors deployed. We did 1.5 million measurements. We have about 150 volunteers working on that in Japan and worldwide. It's a completely amazing exercise where we have people from all over the world reach out to help us out with this. Our next goal is to complete safecasting in Japan. We're working on this right now, and we're looking for volunteers. And the next thing we want to do is to plan it. We already started in the US, and I actually came back just this afternoon from Hong Kong, where we have safecast in Hong Kong. Interesting fact for FlyGins, we started with it early in the evening. Hong Kong measures 4 times higher than Tokyo. Alright, so now why did this so? You can ask me later why it is, but it's very interesting. Radiation is something that most people, you can't see, smell, or whatever. Once you start measuring your environment, you learn lots about pollution or other things. Okay, if you're interested in this, we're a volunteer organization, we're looking for lots of help. Go to our website, safecast.org. You can follow us on Twitter, you can send us an email, or you can come and join us at Tokyo Hackerspace every Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday evening. We get together and you can join us. Thank you so much.
And just, first of all, previously, I always want to correct you, it's not FlyGin, it's FlyCockagin. But I just want to give you a massive hug because you're doing an amazing, amazing job. And I've got a couple of kids, Astrid has a daughter. And for finding this information, I've been looking at your site. We're happy to help you anytime. I'm sure many people here are happy to help you. It's a really important job. What's the prognosis? You think we're okay?
Well, you know, we do actually lots of seminars like this where we talk in front of lots of people, where we have Q&A sessions. So if you can join a seminar, you can ask those questions. The most common question we get is it safe? And it's a very difficult question because we can't answer it. There is so much disagreement in the scientific community as to what is safe. So what we advise people is to make an assessment of your own risks in life, your job, your family, your circumstances, and how you live, and you have kids, no kids, whatever, and make a decision based on that. And if you want to learn more, our website has lots of information about that. I just wanted to reach out a little bit. We have lots of our volunteers here tonight. Can you raise your hands if you're Safecast volunteers, Tokyo Hackerspace members? And a big applause for all our volunteers, please.
I think it's something Super Deluxe, Pecha Kucha tonight wants to get behind. I really want to support you guys. We have our own initiative, Inspire Japan. I think we should get together and push this out to the world, because I think this presentation we can put online if it's okay with you guys. It's super, super important. I was talking to somebody from a very large French milk company that's importing a load of equipment to check the milk. I'm not going to say who it is, because if their yogurt's found here to be radioactive, they're going to ruin their brand. They said that the milk, they check all their milk, and there's not an issue. So, the thing... Okay, alright, well, that's a conversation at the bar. Thank you so much for presenting.
One thing, if you're interested, you have some questions, I'm here together with Joe and some of our other volunteers. We have some videos we can show you. Actually, the map we showed, so if you have some time, just please come over. Table over there. All right, thank you.
And anytime you'd like to use Super Deluxe for one of your events, please let us know, and we can sort something out anytime. Thank you so much. Woohoo! God, I've been looking at their site all the time, you know.